Hi my love, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to yet another video. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome, and if you're an old one, thank you for sticking with me. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please do like this video and share this video. And in today's video, we're making this pants trouser, and if this is something you're interested in, keep on watching and let's get right into the video. So go ahead and cut a piece of fabric. This is a silk fabric, and I'm going to go ahead and take my client hip measurement, her crotch measurement, and I'll go ahead and take her new measurement and also take in the full body measurement of the trouser. So the full body measurement of this trouser is 43, then I added extra 2 inches for the folding allowance. So I'll go ahead and do the same for the other side. So go ahead and do the same if you're following on this pattern. So the hip measurement of my client is 10 inches that I used, and her crotch depth is 12 inches, and her new measurement is 21 inches, and like I said, her full trouser length measurement is 43 inches. So that depends on your body measurement. Just go ahead and put that down, and I'll just connect the line like so. So if you don't know how to take your pants measurement, please state on the comment section and I'll do it to make a video on that soon. So what I did was just to connect the lines like so. So go ahead and connect your lines like you see me doing in this video. And at this point, I'll just go ahead and put the vertical body measurements. So at this point, I'm going to put my client hip measurements divided by 4. I'm just going to put it like so. And at this point, I didn't put any allowance to this pants. And I'm going to do the same thing to the crotch side. So go ahead and put your hip measurements to your both the hip measurements, the hip line and the crotch line. And I also did the same for the waist line, which is the starting point line. So just go ahead and also put the same measurement, and I'm going to connect the 3 lines together as you can see in this video. So go ahead and do the same for your own pants. So what I did now was just to add extra 2.5 inches. So I added 2.5 inches to her crotch depth. So I'm going to connect those lines like so. So in order to get your crotch measurement, you divide your hip by 12 and add 0.75. It's easy, and also if you also take your measurements, you can still also arrive to get your perfect hip measurements. So at this point, I'm trying to measure her laps to be sure that, oh, we're having the same measurement, because that depends if your client has a bigger laps. So at this point, I had to add extra half inch in order not to, make mistake with what we have. So the next thing we did was just to divide our hip by 2 places. And the hip that we divided in 2 places was the division by 4 places and also by 2 places, if that makes sense. So I'm going to create the midpoint. So that means the measurement I have that I marked at, the hip divided by 4 that I marked at, I divide it by 2 in order to get the midpoint of the span trouser. So I'm going to also put this line, like connect the line from the knee to the ankle line. I'm going to connect it like so because I want to get a pant trouser. So this is me trying to get the midpoint where we're going to connect both the trousers together. So the next thing I did was just to take her waist measurement, and before I did that, what I did was just to get the midpoint like we did in the new and the ankle side. I got the midpoint of the hip and also took her waist measurement from that end. So I'm gonna just take off 1.5 from the starting point line and also half inch from that part in order to, you know, have a very balanced waist area. So you just take off 1.5 and 1/2 inch from this end and check your body measurement. If you're arriving to that, then curve along. But if you're not arriving to that, you can go in by 1 inch from this end and 1/2 inch from the other end. So you curve like so, as you can see me doing in this video. So go ahead and do the same for yours. So this is what we have, guys. I'm gonna just go in and put my new measurements, divide by 2. So at this point we're dividing our measurements by 2 and not by 4. So go ahead and divide by 2 and also divide by 2 again to get both sides, because that's what I did. After I divide my new measurement and what measurement I have, I divide by 4 in order to, give to both sides. So go ahead and do the same, and I'm going to connect those lines from my crotch to my new line. I'm going to connect those lines like so, as you can see me doing in this video. So go ahead and do the same for yours. And the next thing I'm going to do is also down to my ankle line. I'm going to divide my ankle measurement by 2 and also divide it again by 2. So what I have, I'm going to give to both sides of the line that I marked. So like I did to this part, I'm going to do the same thing. The measurement I have, I divide by 2 and also divide by 2 and connect like so. So at this point, I have a very straight pant trouser. So go ahead and do the same for yours if you are making a pencil trouser. So this is what I have at this point. So the next thing I did was just to curve those lines. I just curved those lines like you see me doing in this video. So go ahead and curve your sharp edges so you don't have any sharp edges left. At this point, guys, if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please do like this video and share this video to someone that you think this video will be of help. And I'm gonna go into, remove 1 inch from this depth of our. So this is to get a slant because we need to have a slant. So this is something I did which is error. So I'm gonna still correct this on this video. So you take the 1 inch from that 1/2 inch line that we have. So that's where you take the 1 inch and you connect like so. So this is what we have at the end of this. So this is how the pant trouser is looking, and this is the front pant trouser. So go ahead and do the same for yours. So this is me trying to correct that part by adding like 1 inch like I told you guys in this video, and I'm going to connect that 1 inch to have a slant. So we have a slant part on that end. So I'll just go in to measure my crotch depth to be sure that I am arriving at my client's crotch depth. So at this point, just go ahead and check if what you have there is your exact crotch depth, because this is a high waist pant trouser. So you have to be sure that where you place your crotch depth is what you have at the same time. So I'm very sure that this is what my client's measurement is, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this pant. But before I do, I just fold that end where I have the allowance and I cut like so. So go ahead and do the same, and this is what we have, and I'm going to put in our back trouser measurement. So what I add was extra 2 inches for the back line. So this 2 inch will be serving as our starting point line for the pant trouser. So what I did was just to also mark in 2 inches around the side. As you see in this video, just go ahead and mark 2 inches from that end. Like I said, we never put the allowance for this trouser, so this is where we're going to add the allowance on that trouser. So I'm adding extra 2 inches from this end. So go ahead and add 2 inches from that end. So the next thing I'm going to do is to also add 2 inches and be sure that what I have there was 2 inches. So just watch as I do this, because at the same time we're going to all arrive at that crotch depth. I'm just trying to get a 2 inches line so as to measure my crotch line 2 inches to connect that line like so. So that's why we have that straight line. So I'm gonna curve that line like so. As you can see in this video, this is how you connect that crotch depth like so. So I'm gonna remove 1 inch from this line because I'm removing 1 inch so we don't have like, I just want to have a slopey end from that end. So that 1 inch, I'm going to add it on my hip area. So this is how you just do that. So I'm just going to connect that line like so. So that 1 inch that I'm going to remove, I'm going to add it back, like I said, from the hip area before I cut this pant trouser. And I'm going to measure like 2 inches round the pant trouser. So this 2 inch serve as our allowance for the pant trouser. So I'm going to connect like so. So this is the only part of the trouser that I'm adding allowance. This other part, I'm not going to add any allowance to that part. So this is just what we have, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut that pant like so. I've gone in to cut my waistband. This is 5 inch by width, and I'm going to fold like so and sew along. So what you're going to do is to sew from that crotch depth. Just sew that line, as you can see me demonstrating. So do the same for both pants. Then for the back area, I'm going to add like an allowance. I'm going to add a dart to the back side, or you connect this part like so, and I'm going to add that to that part. So go ahead and do the same for your pants. And if you want to know, like, have a detailed way to create a pant trouser, please state it on the comment section, and I'll do where to make a video. So this that's that we created now is from the hip measurement divided by 2, that we divide by 4 and divide by 2. That point is where the dart is going to start. So that is what I'm doing here, and I'm going to connect that like so. I'm going to go ahead and add like 6 inches that length, and half from one end and half from the other end to connect that line. So we'll go ahead and sew these two lines together, and I'll show you guys what we have. So I've gone ahead to connect those lines and the dart line, and I'm going to go in to join this pant, and also the band. I've gone in to fold the band and add hem gun to it, hairstand to it, and I'm going to connect the band on the pant trouser. So when I'm done, I'm going to show you guys what we have at the end of that. So go ahead and do the same. Pin your trouser, put the allowance that you give to your pants, and this is what we have, guys. I've gone in to join this part together, and what I'm going to do now is to fix my zip on this pant trouser and join this part together, and also fold the down part of the trouser. And I'm going to fold it by that 2 inch allowance that we have, and I'll show you guys what we have at the end of this. So this is what we have. So if you've done this, you are doing well, and go ahead and give it a good press. And at this point, we've come to the end of this video, and please do well to subscribe to my channel and like this video and share this video to someone that you think this video will be of help. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.